Good morning. Welcome to Saturday Morning Live with Johnyboy. You've just caught me having my breakfast. Am I late or am I on time? I'm 2 minutes late, but there is a delay. We've got nobody joining us at the moment, but that's absolutely fine because what I'm going to do now, that gives me a little bit of time just to get the live feeds up now. Let me just have a look now. There we are. Get that up now. Two people join us. There we are. We're away. We're away at last. Thank you. Let me just turn that volume down there. It's always good to get the channel up on that because I want to look at myself. Morning, Steve. How's it going, bud? Good to see you. See, I'll remember your name now. Good to see it. 7 viewers. No likes at the moment. Come on, as you join, you need to say who you are, where you're from. Ian Crawford. Morning, bud. How's it going? Let's get some likes on here. Got nine live viewers now. Dave Amer can't stay, but just to say, Dave, I really appreciate that. Honest, mate. Thank you very much. Harry Shaw. Dave Amer, I really appreciate that. I'm back now. I'm back. Look, David Amer, I really appreciate you joining just to say hello. And that's really appreciated. I got to say that. I can't say it enough. Thanks very much. Got the camera set up there now. Yeah, here we are. Rob Fry, how's it going, bud? Thanks for the likes this week on those little short videos. I was questioned this week whether those short videos had any value, and they said that somebody has said that I've lost my way with my YouTube channel. Well, they didn't say that exactly, to be fair, but what they said was that they felt that I should be doing some more from start to finish videos. But put the likes in, people. There you are. Kathleen Sloan. Hi, John. Hope Island was great. Kathleen, good to see you. I don't know what the time is where you are, but Kathleen there, all the way from Louisville. Good morning, Kathleen. Good morning, Robin. I don't know if you're up. I don't know what the time is there, Kathleen, but it must be really early. It must be 5 or 6 hours apart, surely. Look, we've got 15 live viewers. We've got 2 likes. That's absolutely fine. If it stays like that, I'm more than happy. But you'll find that the numbers will grow as we go on. We have got a live caller calling in this morning. Paul Miles has joined us. I can see everything what's going up on here on the PC. Need to get a big screen and get that sorted out. We've got Andy Kellum coming down soon. They're going to sort me out. David Graham, good morning all. Hey guys, I'd love to know where you're from. If you can just quickly just put on there now while I have a sip of my tea. Okay, I just want to know where guys are calling from. 4 likes, 13 live viewers. Let's have a little sip. I must admit, I make a fantastic cup of tea. Yeah, I was said, Sigalai says you seem to be on a holiday more than the Queen at the moment. No, David Graham in East Kilbride, Scotland. Good to see you, bud. Harry Shaw in Flintshire, North Wales. Rob Fryer here in Sheffield. Rob, listen, guys, thanks for doing that. There's a response there straight away. 13 other live viewers. No, I'm not on holiday. I went to Totalmore in Ireland simply because they asked me to do some presentation on some videos, and obviously they felt that I was the man for the videos. They had Roger Bisbee doing some stuff, the guy from Skill Builder out there, and great guy. Hit the likes. There we are. Rob's on it. Steve's on it. He's just telling them to hit the likes. Yeah, hit the likes, people. Get on there. 4 likes. So I went out there, did some presentation videos and so forth. But before we go mention that, we've got to remember this live feed is supported by the guys at ITS, those tool guys there. So ITS, thanks very much. I think they got something happening next week, so go to their website and have a look. There is something happening next week. I'm not at liberty to say at this point. Look, thanks for joining. I'm always going to say thanks because I got to repeat some of the things now and again because there are people joining and leaving the live stream on a regular basis. When we check the algorithms, you'll see for us when people join and how many people join. So here we are. It's Saturday morning. We're not having much of a summer at the moment, are we? Yeah, I just had a message come through. Yeah, if you're watching now, Ben, yeah, we do want you to. I'm going to try and get him on there. One of our live viewers, one of our viewers is going to join us this morning. I don't want to say who it is because I'll be giving the game away. So I want to drop him a message there now and to see if I can find him on here. I'm a bit lost now. Yeah, we do want you to join the live stream. We got somebody joining us the live stream. Very interesting guy. I'm going to try and find his name on screen now as we speak because I want to try and get him up. Oh, there he is. There we go. Yes, please. There we are. That's to our guest. Yes, please. We do want you to join. at 10:45. We've got a live viewer coming on there now. Let me just go back there. I've been watching other channels myself this morning. I do enjoy it. Sigalo says, not been bad weather in Milton Keynes. No, it hasn't. It hasn't been bad generally across the country. Some places they've had rain. On Thursday, we had a lot of rain down there in Swansea. He's messaged me again now. Oh my God. There we are. So there we are. I sent that message. He may just stop it. So went out to Totalmore. They got some fantastic products out there with Myra and Craig and Sam and the other Sam. And I met the two guys from Sperrin Paving, Chris and Paula. I'm amazed how I remember these names. You know, when you get a little bit older, you stop remembering those names and places, all sorts of words, like, you know, and you need to stay sharp as you're getting a little bit older. But I don't know if how long I can actually stay sharp in this industry. Physically, it is demanding. It's hard toil without a shadow of a doubt. If any of you youngsters don't know what toil means, it just means very, very hard. It's very difficult. The work that we do day in, day out as landscapers, and we need some more of the younger generations coming into the landscape industry all across the world. You'll see people who I speak to on a regular basis telling us that they can get people into the industry, and it's such a shame. And then when you look at the news, the latest news recently, when we look at people not going into the workplace, there are plenty of jobs out there. And I don't know if you've seen on my, let's get the top off now, I'm not doing a strip, so if you're watching, if you see out there are plenty of jobs are available. I'm amazed at the moment. I did a post on the community page this morning. Should I mention the R word? Well, I'm going to mention it because recession, that's what it's about. The recession is on its way. You see it, it's all there, it's going to happen. But I think what will happen, it'll be different this time to what it was in 2008, 2009, and in 89. I think it was the ones that I went through. And we've had a little bit of downturns where the market's not doing so good. But it's got to be mentioned. We can't avoid it. We can't bury our head in the sand, and we just can't. Simply because if we bury our head in the sand when we have a problem, it's just not going to go away. And I'm a great believer in that. During difficult times, during times of adversity, you will not just survive. If you survive, you'll thrive. That's my opinion on it. You will thrive through these periods if you really want to. They're really testing times, but we really got to start pulling our socks up and tightening things and sharpening our pencil, however you want to put it. But we really need to engage with what we're doing, and we need to have some intent. Intent is so important, that word that I use on a regular basis. Let me just go back to the live stream. I lost it there for a minute because I was messaging somebody. Steve says late 90s was bad. And it was not. The late 90s was bad. Was it not? Yeah, it was bad. Elizabeth Harrison just joined us. Stan from Aberystwyth. That's where my father was born, in Aberystwyth. A Welsh speaking guy, and my mum and my dad from Cardigan and Aberystwyth. It's good to see we got callers joining the live stream and saying where they're calling from. We've got 20 live viewers now, and we have 10 likes. Let's see if we can get the likes up. This week you would have noticed that I've been asking people to subscribe to the channel, and the reason for that is that one of the guys, very nice guy, he said that we'll get back to the R word in a minute. I want to cover that, but there's a few other things that I want to talk about. We've got an hour, so let's just see if we can just cram it all in at high pace and with intent. So yeah, what was I saying? See where I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah. I'm lost. Help me out. What was I talking about? I can't go back. I'm lost with what I was saying. Yeah, see what I've done now, because I get distracted. Guys, we've got a live viewer calling in this morning, and it'd be good to have him on here because I think he's such an interesting guy, and he's got a lot to say, and we're going to let him talk and let him go on. Mario from Bedford. Good morning, Mario. I recently had somebody that was looking for some work up in your direction. It's amazing how this group, and he's on my Instagram, and he's up your area, and he's looking for some work. I don't know if you can help him out. It'd be good if you can. Nice guy, and that's why you'll see as you join this live stream, you'll see 11, 12 likes now. You'll see, I know where I am now. You'll see as we go on with this, you'll see this community that we're building, how people help each other out. If you want to fire some questions over and start talking, just a few words, just do it now because I really, really appreciate it. Sick of lies, Bedford, right by me, says Steve. Yeah, I will have a look, knowing exactly where he was. I think he was in the Northampton area, so I don't know if Bedford is that's a little bit south in it, but you're not too far away, are you? Like, you know. So this week, what I was doing is, you'd see that I've done a lot of those little short videos, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just a little snippet of what I was doing, and somebody said that I need to do some more from start to finish jobs and projects. Well, I will. When I finish a project, I will do it. I will put it all together. Abdul has just joined us. Abdul Alanzi, good morning, sir. How are you? Abdul, I always forget where you're from, but thanks for joining this morning. And then also what I actually said on one of those short little videos, I think it was where I was on the digger, and I said in the recent vlog as well. I asked for people to subscribe, because one of the guys who's been following me for years is he never subscribed to the channel. And I'm just totally amazed. And he was watching it for some time, and he said sorry, he didn't subscribe. So I don't know how it works, whether you can actually get on here or not now. I'm not sure. Ian Crawford, did you ask Totalmore about the best way of getting cement off? Yeah. Well, actually, did cement off Bracken Stone? Well, Ian, what I'm going to do is, I did speak to Craig McBride about this, and because we were so busy, he said he was going to come up with something that they had, but I never had a chance to speak to Craig in depth about this, but he is going to get back to me, and I'll get some information off Craig, or what I can do is I can get you maybe a one-to-one with Craig, especially for you, Ian, and he's the technical guy out there. But they are producing products out there, Ian. Now, I know it doesn't help me now, but they are producing products that are stain resistant, and I'm amazed at the quality. And people say to me now that, you know, that I'm just advertising them, I'm getting paid to say it, but I'm not getting paid to say it. Totalmore products are absolutely fantastic. They're a good product. They've got this product called Prime Top, so they condense all the colour in the top part of the blocks, unlike other companies, manufacturers producing products I'm tongue twisted this morning, in the country. And also what they actually do, no, Ian, no problem at all. If you want to give me a ring after, I'm more than happy to speak to you. The other thing what they actually do is they steam cure all their blocks, which makes it a lot more harder and durable, and the aesthetics in 20 years time will look as good as the day they were installed. And we know that things can take an hammer, and certainly with the driveway, but it is a fantastic product. They've reduced the chance of getting any efflorescence, unlike a lot of companies that don't use their technology, like Totalmore. Catherine Stone, I hope you're still with us at the moment. Be good to see if you are on there. Rob K, Rob from Kent, laying my first porcelain patio at the end of the month. Rob, if you want to speak to me about it, if you need some advice, or if you need any advice on this community this morning, I'm sure everybody would be more than happy to help you. Hey guys, I'm looking at, we've only got 13 likes this morning, and we've got 20 viewers, so get on there. It's so important that you actually start liking the channel. Gareth Jones, we've got a caller. Gareth Jones, good morning. We've got a caller coming in. Here we go. Hello.
Hello, John. It's Ben Pope.
Ben Pope. I've been telling people all about you, but I never said who you were. Ben, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very, very well. How are you? How's the day going? How's that back, more importantly?
Well, it's not bad. It's not bad. Do you know, Ben, I'm actually, when I'm in work and I'm moving around, I'm actually better. But when I go out the door in the morning to try and do my lace up is an absolute nightmare. And the thing is about it, on the side where I really find it hard to reach down, as I reach down to do my lace up, you've got cement in there and stains and all sorts of things going on with your boots. They're old and everything. They're stiff. And guess what? My lace broke. Oh. One of those moments. Isn't that... Do you ever get those times, Ben, when you feel in life where those things that really annoy you? And breaking your laces is one of those things, isn't it?
They're horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Yeah, your day's near enough over. Broken lace, done.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, what I'm going to do now, Ben, just to let you know, we've got Ben Pope joining us this morning, guys. He's going to tell you all about himself in a moment. But what I'd like you to do, if you can hear him loud and clear, is just give us a thumbs up. Just to let you know, Ben, we've got 21 live viewers. We've got 14 likes on the live stream at the moment. And what happens with the live stream, occasionally, what you'll find is the dogs are barking now. This is what happens. It's live. That's what we're doing. what happens with the live streams, Ben? You'll have people joining. 23 live viewers now. So we've got a thumbs up from Gareth Jones, who's my kid's ex-teacher. He's a great guy. He likes a bit of DIY. And Rob Fryer there up north. Rob's just given us a bit. Yeah, we've had a few thumbs up now. So the audio's good. Live stream, you'll have a lot of people joining all the time, Ben. And what I want to do is now and again, I want to interrupt you and let you know what's happening. So we've got 22 live viewers. So Ben, tell us a little bit about yourself, bud.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, I'm Ben Pope. I run a company called BRP Garden Services. I'm based in Bristol, but we do venture out of Bristol quite a bit. And I am also the project manager on Garden Rescue on BBC One. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I am trying to change the way people view the show as landscapers.
Ben, I'm going to interrupt at this point. You mustn't say about what people think. We don't care what people think, what we do, as long as we know what we do in life and we do well. I do want you. So what I want you to say now, I want you to say that bit again and take out that little bit whether people. I don't care whether people like it or not, right? I'm not interested in that. All I know is that I'm not interested in that at all, right? I'm not interested in the negativity. That program is absolutely brilliant program because what you're able to do in a couple of days with the budget you have is absolutely amazing. So start that bit again, Ben, and you've got to start taking that out of your life, mate, that bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, quite a lot of people don't realise that garden comes together in just 2 days. That is one project manager and 3 landscapers. A lot gets done in those 2 days. And I believe in the show. I believe in the team. And I think we do a fantastic job.
Yeah, absolutely. I love seeing Charlie on there. Isn't it amazing after all these years that we go back to when we were young and we remember her up there on Ground Force? Isn't it good that she's still doing what she's doing?
She is an absolute wonderful person. She knows her stuff, and she helps every single person on the show. It's not just the landscapers. It's not me. It's not the cameramen. It's the runners. It's the people behind the scenes. She is a one of a kind. She is an absolute gem, and I absolutely adore her.
Well, look, listen, just to give you a bit of feedback, Ben, right, and we're going to get back with Charlie now in a moment. This is not about Charlie Dimmocky as well. Since we just said that, Rob Fryer says 2 days is madness. Rob K said impressive. I think the fact is what people don't realise is that for what you guys do in those 2 days is amazing. Ben, let me ask you a question. How many contractors or people could actually go into a garden and create something with the stuff that's left in the garden, the little bits of wood, the stone, a few bricks, and the stuff that's actually left there, right? How many people could actually be creative with minimal product that would be available and minimum time? Tell us your view on that.
Yeah, no, you're very right there. And that's why I feel these guys doing this show don't get enough credit. They step into that pressure cooker. They have minimal materials in front of them. It might be an offcut of a sleeper bench that we've made. Or we've got to make a bug hotel out of this pile of leftover wood, leftover stuff in the garden. And they just magically make it happen. They are very talented landscapers that are on the show.
Yeah, tell us the format about the show, Ben. Before you tell us about the format, you're not running a show like as if you're running an RHS like Chelsea, where it's planned years in advance. And I know for a fact that gardens like Andy Sturgeon, he's thinking of gardens about 3 years down the line. They plan it. They've got big budgets on there, and they should deliver. You've got a couple of days. So tell us about the format of the show, about when it's viewed, it's 2 people that they go against each other with a design, isn't it?
Yeah, you have the 2 designers. They get given the dimensions of the garden, the brief from the contributors, the customer. Then they come up with the designs. One gets chosen. I then get given that design. I have to source all the materials on a minimal budget. Now, these budgets only go on materials.
Well, you have to source the materials yourself then? You have to go and get them, do you?
Yes, as project manager, I have to source all the materials, get everything to site within those 2 days. We're not allowed materials there a week before or anything. It has to show up within those 2 days.
So you've got constraints on you, haven't you?
Yes, loads, absolutely loads. It's I stand back sometimes and still don't understand how we get these gardens built.
That's amazing. It's amazing. And that's the thing that I was saying, Ben, is that what people got to try and understand is that there's rules behind it. And we know that people, I'll say it now, we know that people aren't happy with how things go with lots of programs, not just gardening programs, but you can't please everybody. But what we got to try and understand, Ben is the project manager. He's been given a budget and he has to get those materials within 2 days. Tell us a little bit more, Ben, because people are interested in this now.
Well, this is the thing as well. So some of these designs have been done earlier in the year. So I then costed them, say, February, March time. So we're all prepared. And then we get to June or July, and those material costs have gone up quite a bit, 10, 15, 20%. I still have to deliver that garden with those materials for that budget. So it becomes more of an issue, as everyone's finding across the country.
That's the thing. I didn't realise what you have to do. Got a few response coming back here. Steve, Sick of Lies down there in Bedford. That's his YouTube name, Sick of Lies. He said, you can't do a job 100% right, surely, when you're working under those constraints. He also says, no offence, but I can't see the end product being very good quality, not when you've got 2 days. What he's saying there is, how can you perform to your highest standard when you've got your legs tied and your hands tied? Rob Fry says, eye-opener for how this program works. Brilliant.
It's I understand what they're saying. I invite anyone to come and have a little look. We work to the best practice. We work to good standards. We implement a very careful plan that I put together. I believe in what we do, and it is built to last.
Yeah,
we're not doing any. Sorry, John.
No. Go ahead. I just loving this. I just keep firing away. These guys are saying how good it is what you're doing, but please go ahead.
Yeah, no, we're not like we're not putting a patio just on top of another patio. That was years ago. That all the negativity that happens, I completely changed. I've gone in and made sure none of this is happening anymore. We are preparing those beds properly. We're digging out to the right depth. We're getting in the type 1 and doing it correctly. We're implementing everything that's been said by all the landscapers. We're doing our best. We're getting a garden done in 2 days that will last years and years to come.
Look, Benny, I picked up on something you said there, right? I can honestly say to you, right, I've seen patios that have been down for many years. There's no severe undulation. There's no signs of any movement. And surely at some point you could lay a patio on top of that patio. So, and I don't answer that because I don't care what anyone says. All I know is that when we look at guarantees, okay, when we look at guarantees are only as good as the paper they're written on, right? You know I'm a man of my word, but when I say to people, I'm your guarantee, as long as I'm alive, I'll look after it. Is that a good way of looking at guarantees?
Yeah, that's how I do it outside of the show with my company as well. I build a rapport with my customers. With Garden Rescue, we also offer that. If we can't control the weather, so in those 2 days, we might have rain for 2 days. So if we get all the gazebos up, we do the best we can. We have to deliver a garden that has to be filmed and has to be shown on BBC One. But at some point, there is little minor things that we have to go back after those 2 days just to finish off something. So that contributor has a garden they can be proud of, to show off to their family and friends, and just enjoy for years to come. Yeah,
absolutely. Mario Rizzi, and I know Mario, and he's a very good contractor. He says £2,000 budget, you need to be very creative. Rock and Rose, that's their YouTube name, gardening, says supply chain issues all related to the incoming recession. That's a question mark. Sick of Lies, our Steve says, how many people do you have on the show? And Rob Fry says, the program has certainly evolved from this one series to now. He says, so it's moved on.
Yes, it has. Regarding the budget, we try to be as realistic as we can, but they're also trying to find a story. So there are single mums out there that need help. So the minimum budget this year, I believe, was £3,500. Years ago, it was £2,000, £2,500. So we tried to bump it up a little bit. Next week, I'm building a garden for £8,000. So the materials can be a lot better quality.
Right.
What was the other question?
Well, Rob Fry says the program has certainly evolved from the series 1.
Yes, it really has. We've eradicated all those little mistakes that were being shown. The team are professional landscapers now, and the team has been together for 3 years that I put together.
How many people do you have helping you, Ben? No, it's fine. We could be in the pub now talking. People talk over the top of each other, so it's fine. You can talk over the top of me. Steve says, how many people do you have on the job?
So we have myself as project manager. We have 3 landscapers, and last year and this year we have 1 landscaper that comes in and helps on day 1. So they come in when we've got to do the dig out, we've got to do all the preparation and all the hard landscaping. 75% of it must be done on that day 1.
Right. Okay. And I get that. Steve says, the show makes a lot of clients think you're way too expensive when they go out in price, and that's a fact. That can actually happen, isn't it? But surely it's up to a contractor to explain that guys like yourself doing the show only have a budget and a period of time to actually do it in. Mario Rizzi says, his business card is his guarantee.
Yes. They've got your contact details. That is his guarantee.
Absolutely.
It's such a difficult one.
2 days.
With the show, like, oh Christ, I've lost my train of thought there.
Yeah, it's fine, Ben. Let me just recap for you. Like, you got people coming in actually like this. Is like, so the question was, how many people do you actually have helping you, like, on the show itself?
Myself, 3 landscapers, a day 1 landscaper. Then we have the cameraman, a runner, or a location manager, as a job title is, and that's it. The designers only come on day 2. But apart from that is all there is on site.
Do you know, Ben, when you actually think about it, right, just imagine this situation. You've got 2 gardens, right? One garden being a garden full of plants, and it's got like a little seated area already down the bottom. Then you've got another garden that has just lawn and a patio, but no plants. So in my opinion, the garden has, a small patio and a small lawn. Surely your budget's going to be in plants, and vice versa. When it comes to a garden that's full of plants, you're going to create those little paths and those little walkways through there, isn't it? So when we look at budgets, we got to really identify where we think the budget would benefit the garden, isn't it? The garden design itself.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have little general rules that we try to give the designers. So we always try and allow a third minimum to go on plants and trees and shrubs.
A third, yeah.
Because they are so important. We're not putting any artificial lawns in there. We're trying to minimise anything plastic going into these gardens. It's all about the habitat and keeping it real gardens, as I call them.
Yeah, do you actually, somebody, Rock and Roses, I ain't got my glasses on, Rock and Roses Gardening says, do you rotate the designers to show upcoming talent?
The Rich brothers decided that they wanted to move on, and then new designers got interviewed, and they were successful in that and just came on board. Yeah,
look Steve, Sick of Lies, he says, that's his YouTube name, so don't worry about it. He's not saying he's fed up the lines with us. He says, just the work only. How many people labour? So he's just a bit confused about that. How many people do you actually have labouring and working on the garden itself?
There is no labourers. It's 3 landscapers that are there for 2 days. Yeah. Myself, project manager, but I become a landscaper as well. And then we have 1 landscaper doing day 1, and that is it. There's no labourers. There's no nothing.
Yeah, but you're doing the labour, aren't you? You're doing the work, I suppose. That's what he's saying, yeah?
Yeah, every single one of us. Yeah, we ain't got stunt doubles or anything.
No, they wouldn't find one like you anyways, Ben.
No, not this ugly.
No. Shut up. Don't be so daft. Look, listen. the thing about it, I'm not lost for words here now. I just want to get this in a right way. Earlier on, I said that, don't worry about what people think, right? I think people only see what they want to see. You know that as well as I know. Like, but listen, this show here now, Saturday Morning Live with Johnyboy, is about getting off your chest, right? I don't want you to swear, but what would you say to those people that are absolutely horrible and nasty and probably just say, they probably understand. The thing is, what you got to remember, Ben, the people that say these things, right? The people that say these things, they know that you've got a budget. And I think, to be honest, I think it's just down to jealousy. I'm envious of you, but I'm definitely not jealous of you. I'm definitely envious of you that you're doing your own work and you have this opportunity to go away and work on the BBC Garden and do these things. Paul Goodchild, he says, John, that garden rescue Charlie Dimmock from it, born the same day as me. Oh, so this is our Paul. He's saying that Charlie Dimmock is born the same day as him, 10th of August, 66. Steve says, on my jobs, 3 of us on an average job is a week minimum. Do you lot want to come and work for me, he says.
Oh, bless him. It's so intense. We are chucking in 12-hour days to make it happen. We have to be realistic of the materials that are going in there. So if they really study what is shown on TV, you'll see that the patio area, we don't really go above 20 square meters. The decking areas, the pergolas, they are built in a way that it's not so time consuming.
Yeah.
We have to be realistic.
Yeah.
We're not going to produce a garden if not.
Steve, Steve's talking on there now. Ben, what I was going to say is, right, basically, right, when I watch that program, I watch it, and do I think, could it be better? Well, yeah, of course it could be, and it could be better with budget, and it could be better with good weather, and it could be better with good materials, right? But the fact is, when I look at it, I know that you've got these time constraints on you. So I never ever actually think about what people think. They can think what they want. But listen, now's the time to get off your chest. And I know that you haven't come on here to explain yourself. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. But seriously, right, I love telling people. I love telling the haters and those people out there that people are nasty. What would you say to them now? If you could use a couple of words, what would you say?
I've had a lot of negative comments directed towards me. I've been tagged in a lot of posts on Facebook. Yes, it is upsetting. Nobody likes their work critiqued in a really negative and horrible way. I try and stay as positive as I can. I'm not going to name any names, but there are some people that a lot of people look up to, and they're saying horrific things to me. I actually invited one of them to come to the show and see what it's all about. He bottled it and said that he told me directly that he didn't want to come on the show, but he didn't. He lied about it all. I invite anyone to come down, see what it's all about, and you'll really see how difficult it is for us to build these gardens in 2 days.
I know it is.
We get it done week in, week out.
Ben, I know it is. I'm going to say it right, and I'll say it for you because I'm allowed to say it because it's my channel. All they are is they're arseholes. Sorry, I've said it, and if it's offended anybody, I apologise. I couldn't bleep that out now, and I'm not going to do it again that they're arseholes. Although, oops, I said it again. I do apologise. And if I say it for the 3rd time, I'll have a hat trick. Yeah, they're arseholes, so just ignore them. It is what it is, and just move on. Yep. Alison, my wife, she's watching it now. She said, I know who you're talking about. Ian Crawford says, I don't know something else. You should be proud, mates. Steve says, so Steve was asking the questions and he wanted to try and understand it. And he said, you should be proud. These are decent people that are looking at it. Do you know the thing is, Ben? These people that are on this community now, the people that are on YouTube, that we've built a channel on here, and they say it, they're honest with me, they critique me, they'll come up with things, and they're on here now, and they'll tell me that the things where I've made mistakes before, but what we've done on here is promote good dialogue. So you have an option to sort of talk about what you do, but certainly not to explain yourself about what's going on the show. When is it viewed, Ben, and when can we expect the next show?
So at the moment, we're filming all across the country. This week, I was in Redditch by Birmingham. We did a real difficult build there. So everything we're filming this year will be shown on TV next year. And while I'm on the phone as well with you, John, I would like to invite you to one of the shows to meet everyone and come and have a little chat and see what it's all about. And after all of this, I'd love to have a chat to organise when you can come and see all of us.
I'd love to come along. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It'd be a brilliant opportunity to go along to the show and annoy people for a couple of days. But first of all, Ben, I've got to say, have you told them about me?
What's that, sorry? Say that again.
Have you told them about me?
I have, and one of our presenters is kindly told me that he was on a course with you about porcelain.
Right, okay.
He absolutely loved it and remembered you and said that you wouldn't shut up all the way through the course.
Brilliant. Can we say who the designer is? Like, can we just give...
Yes, he's a brand new designer. He's on TV at the moment. His name is Chris Hole. Fantastic up-and-coming talent, building fantastic gardens. And I actually collaborate with him building gardens in and around Bristol.
Right, fantastic. We'll see if we can get a podcast together where we can get Chris and show who he is. Right, look, I really appreciate that. Can we, with Chris, he's. I think the thing is, Ben, isn't it nice when you can work in a community and an environment where people are decent but fair? Is that the case?
Absolutely. Yeah, it really is. They have to be decent. We've got no egos. We've got no divas there because it wouldn't work if you did. It's everybody has to be a member of that team that brings it all together. Otherwise, it wouldn't work.
Right, Ben, before we go any further, just got to remind our viewers as they're joining, this is Saturday Morning Live with Johnyboy, supported by the guys from ITS, those nice tool guys. We're down at 19 viewers at the moment. We've got viewers from all over the world. We had Catherine Sloan all the way from Kentucky this morning. And I know Catherine out there. Let me just read to you, Ben. We're joined with Ben now. And Ben runs his business called, tell us what your business is called, Ben, because I've got it.
It's BRP Garden Services based in Bristol.
Radio, and you actually are the landscaper on Garden Rescue, and you were just telling us a little bit about that because people are coming and joining. We've got 19 likes, 19 viewers, which is absolutely fantastic, Ben. So let me just read some of the comments. Mario Ritchie says, what is the largest... I'm going to read them all out first, and if you can try and remember, I will help you through it then as and when. What is the largest budget the show has worked with?
So I believe that will be next week. We're in Burton Latimer, which is in Kettering, and I know it doesn't sound like much to everyone out there who builds gardens, but we have £8,000 that will be used just on materials. So
at the
moment, I believe that's the biggest budget.
How much is it?
8,000.
Right, and you can't, obviously, because the show's not out there, you can't tell us about what you bought it on. Ian Crawford says, definitely should be proud. Rob Fryer says, Johnyboy would be great on TV on the programme with less bad language, though. Because I said arsehole. Whoops, I said it again. There you go. Rock and Rose Gardner says, be great to get you on the show. Sick Alive Steve says, in 2 days, how many hours do you do a day? So you can answer that one now if you want, Ben.
Yeah, we're on site for 7:30. Because of noise, we're not allowed to start any earlier, and insurance purposes as well. We then wrap up the first day. 6:30 is probably the earliest. We try not to go past 7:30. We don't want to upset all the neighbours.
Right, okay. Mars Adventures. I love these YouTube names. He says, good morning. Steve says, press the like. He wants people to like the... He's on it as our Steve. See, this is what happens, you see, Ben. When you have people like Steve and you have like Rob Fry and Ian Crawford, they support channels. You're building communities. And what you're doing now, Ben, you probably don't realise in it, is that people are buying into you and what you stand for. Mario Ritzi says, the first time I saw you many years ago, you were running uphill. Oh, he's on about me now with a 600 by 600 on your shoulders. That was me, but that's what I do. Do you actually carry 6 by 600s, 2-inch flagstones up and down hills now, Ben, or no? Or do you use a trolley?
We haven't got time to pick up a trolley on some of them. So yeah, we're up and down hills. It is manic. It's organised chaos is probably the best way of putting it.
Ben, this job in itself, landscaping, it's hard toil, isn't it? It's exhausting, physically exhausting and mentally exhausting. This industry we go into, Ben, physically it's demanding. But is it the case running a business in general without doing all that hard physical work? Is it hard? Is it difficult?
It really is. We're not just landscapers. Me and you, we've had a little discussion about it. You're everything, aren't you? You're an accountant. You're organising. You're communicating with the customers. You then become a landscaper. You're skilled. You're a carpenter. You're a bricklayer. You're doing blockwork. You're everything. We are multi-skilled professionals in my eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't mean to say that a bricklayer or a carpenter is any better than what we're doing, because we're doing it on a regular daily basis. Rock and Rose Gardening says to you, Ben, he says, are you involved in any of the filming process? Does the camera crew make doing the work more stressful?
No, we have a fantastic director, second cameraman and the sound technician. They will put down their camera because they know that a big tree has to go in the ground. So they'll pick up a shovel and a spade because they're proper team members. They understand that that tree has to be in to be filmed. So they get their hands dirty. Everybody knows their role and they go way and above their role to make this show happen.
Right, that's absolutely brilliant. That's good to see. So do you ever get asked to hold the camera sometimes?
Yes, they really do. We've got somebody else on. Could you just film this because I've got to hold this tree in position while we stake it in. It's just unbelievable. Everybody has the utmost respect for every single person. No one is above anyone on this show. It is a level playing field across the board.
Ben, let me tell you, as it happens, I hope you watch this live stream back later. Steve, Sick of Liars, who's been asking lots of questions. He's a great guy. He's out to build this channel and this community that I'm out on now at the moment. He says, Ben, you got good skills, mate. Paul Goodchild says, Mum loves the programme. Paul Goodchild, his mum's known as the fence painter. Bless her. She's in her senior years and she was on a ladder painting the fence once, and she's a bit of a character, Ben. But he says his mum loves her. Paul, if you can tell us your name, Ben will give a shout out for your mum now if you come up with the name. Ben, we got 26 live viewers, 21 likes. Let's see if we can get up to 26 live viewers. What you find with this channel, Ben, at the end of it, you'll probably have about 300 or 400 people that will come and go on the live stream. That's what happens. And over the forthcoming weeks, it will build in volume. Ben, do you think that we could come along and see your business and how you run your business?
Yeah, definitely, sir. Yeah, I'd love you to come over to Bristol, see how everything's going on with my business. I have a few employees. We build bespoke gardens in and around Bristol, and I would absolutely love for you to come over and see what I do outside of the show as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to come across. Do you know, it's funny is that it's mad that in life, when we grow up and when we meet our neighbours and our friends that are around us, but sometimes the people that we're involved in the trade and the industry are actually, they become our friends, don't they?
Yes, they do. They really do. It's I love them to death. Love my team that I've got with my company, but also the characters that I meet through Garden Rescue. It's phenomenal. I've got friends for life. Friends for life. Before
we go on with that, I'm just going to say something then, but can you give a shout out, Ben, for Thalma, Paul Goodchild's mum? Thalma, her name is.
Hi, Thalma. Ben here from Garden Rescue. Big shout out to you, and love that you love the show.
Yeah, and tell her to be careful when she's painting that fence again. That's all I'm going to say.
You go steady up there, Thalma.
He sent me a video once, Paul did, of his mum painting the fence, and I thought, oh my God, like I'd be worried sick. Alison, my wife, the other day was on step ladders cutting the edge. Oh my God, she takes some risk. She does. She says she doesn't, but oh my God, it's
brilliant.
Yeah, it frightened me to death. Listen, do we have to be a certain type of character to be in this industry, Ben? Do we have to be, we're not. we're not like sort of like what's the word? We're not like a butterfly, are we? We're quite tough to be in this industry, surely, because we're out there. Generally, you'll find a lot of landscapers work by themselves, aren't they? You know, they're out doing it. I can't think of the word to describe what I was trying to say then, but we're out there. We're out by ourselves. We're not businessmen, like you said. We're landscaping, and we're lifting, we're digging, we're in the rain, we're in the cold, we're in the mud, and we just soldier on, don't we? Constantly. It's just relentless, the things that get thrown at us. We're end of budget, Ben, as well. That's the thing. We're end of budget. You know, we're not always. But I don't know. I suppose that's changed since COVID. Is with all the people doing work in the garden, we've become top of budget, haven't we? Or priority, I would say. Is that correct or no?
I believe so. Last year, definitely. The phone just didn't stop. I probably get between 200 to 300 inquiries. Last year, I kept a diary and a spreadsheet of all the inquiries I had, and it was over 3,000 inquiries for people that wanted their gardens done.
Over how long?
That was over a year.
3,000 inquiries.
Yeah, and that's on all forms of correspondence. So phone, text, email, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It was over all of them, but I tried my best to keep a little spreadsheet going, and over 3,000, because people weren't going on holiday. They were spending money on their gardens because we had a beautiful weather.
Yeah, has that figure changed now, Ben, do you think, for you?
This year it has gone quieter. The phone has died down a bit. The phone's still ringing because I believe in what I do, and I know I do a good job, but I believe now people are going on holiday a bit more, fuel prices are going up, people are more careful with their money.
Yeah, but like at the moment I think what's frightening people off, and I think you can tell us a little bit about your experience at the moment in a second, but surely with all these flight cancellations, Alison's friend, she got held up and she has to pay extra to try and get back on another flight now. Do you think some people are going to thinking that it may not be worth the risk to go on holiday for the sake of losing their money and spend the money in their own garden?
It could be. Like I spoke to you, I was stuck in the airport for 6 hours. I still got no suitcases, and as I'm speaking to you, I can't even find a clean pair of pants. I got no pants. So I believe, yes, people are going to spend money on their gardens again. I just think we're going through a little tricky period at the moment where no one knows what's going on.
Don't tell me you've been commando since you've come back off holiday, surely.
I wish. There'd be quite a bit of chasing down there. I've got to go careful.
Ben, let me just put something to you, right? You know, just what's happening now is I'm not frightened to say it and use the R word because these things happen. I think it's actually, if I'm totally frank with you, I actually think it's a good thing that we are going to have a recession, because they happen occasionally. It happens. There's no ifs or doubts about it. These things happen. It's just how the economy goes, and it was going to happen sooner or later because banks around the world, governments around the world, printed too much money, and as a result of it, it was like playing a Monopoly game, wasn't it? You know.
Yes.
Do we as a nation now? Right? During these hard periods, do we buy British? Do we go on holiday in Britain? Do we do everything, to support our country, to get us through it, or what do we do? How do we get around it? What do we do during recessions to sort of tighten our belts and sharpen our pencils? How do we get through it, Ben? Tell me, what's your view?
It's so difficult, isn't it? It's almost like we need to reset and sort things out. It's month after month, everything is going up. For example, in my terms and conditions with my future builds that I've got coming up, I have in there, I have to change them all the time to accommodate what's going on with the economy. I keep in contact with my customers to let them know, I'm really sorry, materials have gone up again this month. This is what I am predicting your price. You're booked in for October. It could fluctuate another 10%. So please be advised by that. As a nation, it's getting tougher and tougher for people to fill their cars and vans up, and your food shopping's gone up. I haven't got a clue how this is going to settle down. A recession is possibly the only way forward.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's about clearing your shelves out and taking stock and going again, isn't it? And I really believe, Ben, I really believe, I think that if you survive these periods, you'll thrive through it, and you'll be in a better position, I would say. I was told many years ago by an entrepreneur who was on the Welsh rich list. And I think it was around about 60 million he was worth at the time. And he said to me, when we have these periods, he says, if you can get your business through it, there's no doubt that businesses go through on a daily basis. But what we've got with social media is now we've got the opportunity to convey a positive message out there. And I think that we can, as quick as the economy will take a dive, and it will take a dive, I think we can start. It takes a little bit of a time, it'll plateau for a while, but we can really reinvigorate the marketplace. What a rep the other day said to me, he said, Ash's name is, and we were speaking, and he said they were thinking about having their garden done, and his wife said, what if there's a recession? And he said, well, we just can't stop spending. He said, she said, well, what if, he said, I'm still working. She said, well, what if you lose your job? So she was putting hurdles in the place and questioning things like she would do, like women or husbands or partners do. We all question. But the thing that he come back and said, he said, well, if I lose my job, he said, I'll do what I'd done when I was a young lad. He said, I'll go and get 2 jobs, one in the day and one in the night. He said, so, but Ben, if you look out there, the jobs that are available is incredible.
There's loads out there. You just got to adapt to what's in front of you.
Yeah. Look, I want to continue quickly with this now, because you've really made this. I don't think never before it's all been interesting vlogs when we've had guests on here, but you really stayed with this, Ben. Dave Romanowski has joined us. Morning, he says, Johnny. Garth Williams says good morning. Mars Adventures says good morning to all those. We're building a community. We've got 21 live views. We've got 26 likes, Ben. Ben, what are you doing yourself? Are you doing anything to adapt and prepare for the potential recession, possibly?
Me and my family, we're just trying to change the way we're looking at things. Only slight little changes, but they can make a big difference. We're walking more. The children are walking to school. Or taking their scooters. We're trying to think about where we can save a little money, but spend money on the important things. I believe in just keeping those kids positive, making it fun for them. It's so difficult because no one can predict how expensive things are going to get. So I'm living for today, trying to plan for tomorrow, but I'm making sure today is a good one.
I think you got a real good point there when you talk about the fuel thing, and it's great for the kids that they can actually walk to school and they can do that thing because you can socialise with them and we can save money. And to be honest, Ben, let's face it, let's hit back at the fuel, not the fuel company so much, but certainly the government with the taxes they have on there is absolutely incredible. Just going to read out a couple of comments there. Garth Williams says, "Hi mate, worst thing to do is to save money at the minute. £7,000 garden today will be £9,000 next year at this rate." That's Garth Williams. Mario Ritzy says, "I need extra workers. Nobody wants to work." Is that incredible? Andy Groundworks, good morning. All is well. Good, that's Lee there. Paul Goodchild says, "Fuel here is double than in USA. People there closing down diesel." I just tried to open my glasses. Closing down diesel, $5 here, cost then $9.30 me. Okay, don't ride an e-bike. So Paul's made a good point about the cost comparison in the US to where we are here in the UK, and there's definitely a massive difference in what they're paying to what we're paying. Isn't it incredible, Ben, when we look at probably the richest country in the world, as they say it is, and they've got their diesel and their fuel so cheap?
Yeah, absolutely huge difference.
Yeah,
it's I don't know what the government's doing, to be honest.
Look, Ben, Garth Williams says he's responding to, I think, to Mario's response there about no workers. He says 100% no one wants to work a day's work. Are you finding that, or have you found that in the past that it's difficult to recruit?
It's unfortunately, there are these people, they're still out there with their hands out rather than ready to get their hands dirty. I think sometimes it's too easy for them to get these benefits and to be able to not work. Years ago, I remember people, they didn't have TVs, they had nothing. They wouldn't eat because they wanted their children to eat. Times were tough back in the day. Nowadays, everyone's got a 50-inch TV on their wall, and they're not working. There are people out there. I don't know. Maybe it's a generation thing. My dad used to say it about my generation, and it's just there's too many lazy people out there.
I think your dad's right in some respects. You know, when he talks about, like, you know, that he was saying about your generation as well, and as we move on, right? But I think that the thing is, technology is changing, and people's aspirations of where they want to work has actually changed, and they don't necessarily want to do the labour. And obviously, with Europe, with exiting Brexit and all that sort of thing, we are short of people. But Ben, seriously, right? When we look at some of those foreign workers that were working here, right? You know, we've all been. You know, I was a migrant worker. I went to work in Germany in the 90s, and you know, I've worked abroad before on many occasions, even in Australia and Germany and France and even Italy. I worked over in Italy. When we look at that, right, we're all migrant workers, right? And I don't want to get into a political thing here, right? But should the government allow these people, some of these people, to, if they want to work and pay into a system, should they allow some of them to come in, or no, with a permit?
It's such a difficult one, isn't it? Because so many people will complain, oh, we're just giving all these jobs to people who live outside of the UK. But these jobs aren't being filled by people living in the UK.
But Ben, the people. No. I just no. You're right. The people that are saying this, probably they're some of the people that aren't working, and they're some of the people that have relatives or friends that aren't working either.
Yeah.
You know, there's people. This is the point. In a way, I don't want to get all political with this. I'm glad Brexit happened in some respect, but also for me, it was a bit of a wake-up call for the people in this country to say, well, this is happening. And I'm going to say it again, the shit is hit the fan now, isn't it? However we look at it, I'm not being rude. The shit is hit the fan, and what's going to happen now is, now we've got to say, as a country or as a household, we got to pull our socks up, tighten our belts, and if we lose a job, we go and get another job. If we're not earning enough, we go and get that second job. I had that second job years ago. I was working a bar 6 nights a week. And when I was ground working during the day, I worked a bar in the evening. So, Ben, I got carried away then. Sorry.
But we do that to take care of our families. We do that because we stand up for the people we love.
Yeah. It's Mario Rizzi says youngsters today just want to press buttons. Okay.
Some of them do. Some of them don't. There's a lot out there. They've been looked after too well, and they think everything's going to be given to them. But there are a lot of genuine, hard-working boys and girls that will become men and women that really want to graft and make this country great again.
Let me read you some of the comments. Paul Goodshaw says, fuel, £2 fuel firm, get £1 government, 46% petrol station, 3p landlord, 2p. I'm not quite sure how that all works. Mario Ritchie says, my dad came here in 1960 to work in the brickyard. There you go. You know, there's people that want to work. Ian Crawford says, we need to start building our industries. We left and didn't have any. Yeah, he's right. It's all changed, isn't it, Ben? The future's different. Where we are now, it's different. Ben, is there anything else that you want to say to me now at the moment before I actually kick you off the show and say that's it, we're done, we're finished?
No. It's been a wonderful chat. I am so honoured to be allowed to come on the show. I'd love to speak to you again, and I'm really looking forward to meeting you on the Garden Rescue set. we'll get you down there on your digger. And also, when you come down to Bristol, it's my turn to be hospitable to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we got to do is set up that podcast with Chris. Listen, guys, this is Ben Pope, who is the tell us what. Remind our viewers who you are, Ben. Don't let me do it. Come on, you're part of the show.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm Ben Pope. I'm the project manager on Garden Rescue. That's on BBC One, and I run a landscaping company in Bristol called BRP Garden Services.
There we are. Without any further ado, Ben Pope. Speak to you later. Now get lost.
John, legend as always. Take care.
Bye. Well, there you are. That was Ben Pope. My God, he took us dead over the hour. Brilliant conversation and engagement from you guys out there. Just have a little read what Ink says. We left and we didn't have any. No, and that's it with the industry. Mr. B says, it's hit the fan due to the global economy shutting down for most 2 years, printing money in record amounts, which is devalued the country, the currency. Yeah, absolutely, Mr. B, you are spot on. It has devalued the currency, and I think it's okay feeding something, but sometimes you've got to do it gradually, and I think they just fed too much as per usual. And you think, I'll be honest with you, I think that the corporate conglomerates actually want this to happen so they can wipe stuff off, and it's so annoying. I think they could avoid this in the future if they just didn't keep pumping the way they do. It's like partying all the time, and then you get to that point where you can't party no more because you're burnt out, and I think they are burnt out at the moment. Keep up the good work. Love the shed. Love the shed. Love the show. I think that's what he said. Sorry, Mario. It'd be good to have a chat to you sometime. There you are. He's put the show on there. Look, thanks for joining. Rock and Rose Gardening says, passing down knowledge is still vital. If only younger generation have determination through the winter session. I wonder if we can get somebody from the younger generation actually on here. What is the younger generation? Where are we with that? I was the younger generation once, and I still am a younger generation to some of the older ones that are older than me. But there you are. Just let you know, I didn't have a shave this morning, and I weren't going to wear my branding because I wanted it to be a non-uniform day, but the fact is I did. So I'm relaxing today. It's a day of rest for me. Tomorrow I'm having a sports massage because of my back and my groin at the moment through my hip. So look, listen, we're over the hour. We've gone past it. We've broke the rules. Thank you all for joining. I thoroughly enjoyed this morning. We've got to do more of it. What you need to do now, Ian Crawford says the younger generation is still in their beds. Yeah, probably. Let's not have a go at them too much because some of them are good. Certainly my son and my kids are. They're on the ball with a few things, so there are some good ones out there. I just think that technology has taken a lot of the potential marketplace for employment, and that's what we have to do. We have to deal with it in some way. Alison says, have a great weekend. Guys, thank you very much for joining. I really enjoy it. I always want your feedback. Please feedback to me. Drop me a message. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I think you have subscribed if you can comment on it. I really don't know about it. Tell me what you want more of. I want to know what you want more of. And I'll be honest with you, I sometimes get a little bit fed up of those how-to videos. I love this engagement with you guys, and I think it's the way forward. So really appreciate you guys and girls taking time to join. If you've got any questions or queries, or if you need any help, drop me an email, info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk. If any of you would like to join me on one of these podcasts, or join me with some other guests as well, that's where we're aiming for. Andy Kellam's going to come down and sort us out when it comes to the technology side of doing these live streams. Take care. Great live. It's great live because you joined, Lee. It's great because you joined. Many thanks. All the best is Stan Griffiths. Stan, thanks very much to you. That's it. It's over now. Time to have a sit down and a quick cuppa and a bite to eat. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Don't forget, drop me an email. All the best. Bye-bye.